Hey everyone, my name is Sean Cecil from the Oculus Institute, and today I'm going to help you answer a question. Are you lazy? Okay, so I'm not trying to be derogatory or anything, but I want to break out a couple different words, right? Because people will use the term lazy, they'll use the term unmotivated, all these other things. And I want to break those out so that we can actually understand them. And the reason for that is because by understanding the reasons why you're not doing something is going to give you the ability to actually fix what's really going on so that you can move forward and do it, right? So let's look at 4 different words. We're going to look at unconfident, we're going to look at unmotivated, we're going to look at conflicted, and we're going to look at lazy, right? And so the overarching theory behind this whole discussion is a psychological model of motivation called valence, instrumentality, expectancy. So valence is how much you want something, instrumentality is how much you believe in a given path or system to get you the reward that you want, and expectancy is based on your perceived ability of yourself to actually succeed in walking that path or applying that system. So if we talk about unconfident, that's going to apply to either expectancy or instrumentality, right? So if somebody's not confident, they either don't believe in themselves, right? In which case there's self-esteem work to be done there, or they don't believe in the system, right? They're not confident in the system in front of them or the plan in front of them, or there may be no plan, right? In which case, it's time to go find an expert who has a plan who can help you, right? That's unconfident, right? The rest of the other ones, unmotivated, conflicted, and lazy, all fall into valence, right? So unmotivated means that whatever it is, whatever the goal that you're looking to pursue, isn't something that you really value. In which case, I would say that this is something we should just stop worrying about it, right? In this case, there's not really a problem, right? So maybe, you're in a situation where somebody is encouraged you to go and start some company so you can make $2 million. And, in reality, you're comfortable with the amount of money that you have, and you're not somebody who's really has a lot of desire or need. Maybe you live in a minimalist way, and you just don't have a desire to go get $2 million. It's not something that really matters to you, right? In psychometric terms, we call this a low economic motivator, right? And if that's the case, then there's no point in chasing somebody else's value. If it's an inauthentic value, then just don't worry about it. The fact that you're not doing it is actually healthy, not unhealthy, right? The next term is conflicted. So conflicted is where there's something that you want, but there's some aspect about it that you don't want, right? So for example, someone may really want to be successful, but they may have some psychological blocks around financial success. Like they think rich people are evil. So now they don't want to be evil. So now they have, blocks around that. And so then they'll constantly self-sabotage while they're pursuing their goal, right? A term that's used in NLP is secondary gain, right? So for example, someone may want to, ostensibly they may want to get healthier, but because they have a particular, condition or whatever, right? Or because they are overweight and in a wheelchair because they're really not fit. But there's a secondary gain there where they do enjoy people taking care of them, right? Then they're conflicted because even though they ostensibly want this thing, there's also this other thing that they don't want to give up. So if somebody's conflicted, then that's going to give, a mixed bag on the valence, and it's going to cancel each other out, and then people aren't going to go do anything, right? Same can be seen with addictions, right? People may want all the benefits of being reliable and all these other things, but they're also getting a secondary gain from the addiction in the form of, the pleasure whenever they go do it, or more often it's an escape from feelings of shame or something else along those lines, right? So that's conflicted. Almost all addicts are conflicted. And then finally, we get to the term lazy. So we're going to answer the question from the beginning of the video, which is, are you lazy, right? So lazy is a specific form of conflicted where people they want the thing, but they really don't want to put in effort, right? They're conflicted about putting in effort. Now, this is not the same as being conflicted of, I don't know if I'm going to be able to do it. I don't know if I'm going to be able to succeed. That's unconfident. That's different, Lazy is when they say, hey, listen, I have a reasonable chance of success. It's never going to be 100%, right? But it's like, hey, listen, if I look at the expected probability of success, it's worth, I multiply that times the actual benefit. So let's just say that the benefit is something. I'll give you a great example. When I was signing up for a coaching program a long time ago, what was on the table was me being able to live my purpose and be financially secure in doing so. The cost of the program was $9,000. And I said, hey, listen, I think there's a 50% chance that this is going to work. So that means that the question is being able to live my purpose in a financially secure way worth a minimum of $18,000? The answer was yes, so I signed up. And then, that ultimately changed the course of my business. It was wonderful, right? But that's something where, it's not a rational probability assessment. With somebody who's conflicted, who is lazy, right? What's going on is, they may say, oh, well, yeah, I don't want to put in the work and then not have it succeed. But they're not looking at the actual scale of the benefit and the expected probabilities. They're just really avoiding work, right? And normally, I don't want to put a big, derogatory value judgment around the term lazy, because that just adds to shame, which doesn't really advance anybody anywhere. But the question is, we want to address the real root cause. And if the real root cause is, oh, I don't want to put in the work, then I think the question that really matters there is, why not? What is it that's causing that? And normally what's driving that is either biological energy, because people are not taking good care of their health and they're exhausted all the time and struggling to get through the day, which, especially if people are on the sugar coaster that most Americans are on, right? They're always trying to get caught up on sleep. They're never feeling right. They're always caffeine crashing, all this other kinds of stuff, right? There's just a biological energy deficit, which is driving that laziness. The second is neurochemical resistance. So people are in a state of such stress that they feel that they're constantly scrambling and scurrying and fighting for survival. And that kind of scarcity mindset, that lack of security, is not conducive to any kind of growth or exploration. And so normally those are the two things that are the underlying roots of laziness, of not wanting to work. Because somebody who doesn't feel like they're scrambling and scurrying, somebody who feels, that they have a stable base, is, naturally most humans are going to be interested in, growth and expansion. The problem is that most people, the vast majority of people, are coming from a place where they are constantly in a state of stress. They have emotional attachments, they have unresolved emotional traumas, they have, toxic situations that they've gotten themselves into, that they're constantly fighting these battles. And so they have this sense of always being exhausted. And that's normally what drives laziness. So anyway, those are all the root causes for you guys to look through. That's where you should go examine and find out if there's something that you are struggling to motivate yourself to do in your life. Find out which one of those it is, get to the root cause, and now you know what to do to fix it.
Before you go, I've got a free gift for you. So if you found this video valuable, if it helped you see the world in a new way, and you're interested in building a career that's going to bring you both personal fulfillment and financial prosperity, then I've got a free presentation for you to help you do just that. So if you go to the link below, it's www.oculusinstitute.com/workshop. That's www.oculusinstitute.com/workshop. Then it'll take you to a registration for a free presentation. It's about 50 minutes long, that's 50, and it's gonna give you the step-by-step process to building your dream career. See you there.